Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another in the car edition of the New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. And it is Friday, March 6th, 2026. Today's construction is by Adrian Johnson. The buzz online is that it's a rather crunchy, maybe tricky puzzle, as even for a Friday where we would normally expect a tricky themeless. And I don't have a ton of time, so I'm gonna see how that goes. So let's get right into today's crossword for Friday, March 6th, 2026, a puzzle by Adrian Johnson. What we got here? First impression of a new video game. I'm actually just going to go ahead and start with the downs. NH4, NO3, and others. I want to say this is ammonium nitrate. If my high school chemistry classes serve, but I don't know what that's an example of, so this doesn't help me. Get set to drive. Drive a car or drive a golf ball or something else. Bohemian. I don't think we want rural, do we? A narwhal's horn, technically speaking. Isn't it a tooth? A narwhal's horn, technically speaking. I thought it was a tooth, but that doesn't fit. Author Roald Dahl during World War II. During. Oh, goodness. Drone's image. Aerial photo, maybe? That would fit. We should grab a meal sometime. Well, that doesn't help. Oh, is this a base as opposed to an acid? I think that might be right. First impression of a new video game. Impression. Why? That doesn't help. That also doesn't help. A sergeant, maybe? Get set to drive. Bohemian, I mean, ironically, could be urban. But then what would this be? Consideration in setting insurance rates. Well, risk, presumably. So that confirms, I think, aerial photo. Just a tad? Is that what we want there? I'm not sure, but it's possible. SD looks weird, though. Just, I don't know. Emits a stream of hot air. Blazes fire or... Satellite transmission path. Satellite transmission path. I don't know what that's called. Hit the ground loudly. I think we want past tense here. It might be something like thudded. Hyperbolic amount of work. Not a mountain, I guess. Hyperbolic amount of work. I have a... something of work. Unscripted... for short? Question mark. Unscripted. Some pun or something here. Misdirection, not sure what. Neighborhood once home to New York City's so-called Gasoline Alley. Is it Soho? Let's do lunch? Maybe this is not bases. We should grab a meal sometime. Let's do lunch. I think that's correct. Unscripted. Off the cuff? OTC? I don't know. Hyperbolic amount of work is just tons of work. Many Snapchats informally. Many Snapchats. What could this be? First impression of a new video game. What ends in K? Oh, tusk. Not a tooth, but a tusk. Oh, salts, maybe. That could work. Tee up. Okay, so I was right. It is a golf ball. Get set to drive is to tee up. And then... I don't know. Oh, artsy. Bohemian is artsy. Oh, I did not know Roald Dahl was a spy. That's very interesting. Just a tad. This does look like just a tad. Star tattoos? First impression. That does not... Oh, start menus? Start pages? Okay. This is a good start, I think. Maybe this is tons of work. I don't see why it should be work specifically, though. Start. I don't know about that. Unfolds without. Opens out, maybe? Something like that. Made the fool. If you made someone the fool, you... I don't know. Seeing someone wealthier, say. Like romantically? Like gold digging? What do we want here? Trifling bit. Is this... We had Sue in the puzzle the other day. I don't know if that's... No, because reached the top of one's game likely is going to end in a D. Peaked, maybe, something like that, although this looks not good. Oh, an uplink. A satellite transmission path, uplink, downlink. I think that's what we want there. Command F on a Mac is fine, or Control F on a PC. Grow progressively more rancid. Oh, to fester. I think that's what we want there. Many Snapchats informally. What do we want here? Kids? No. Yeah? No. Not all of this looks correct, though. Start button, first impression of it. So maybe this is NoHo and not so. First impression of a new video game. The start button. That's the first button you'd press. This looks like off the cuff then. Tons is fine. Okay, and I think some of this is wrong because like maybe this is thunked and maybe this is something else, or... Wids? Is wids a thing? I don't think so. But this has got to be find. Blow. Maybe it's not peaked. What else could this be? Uplink? Uplink has to be right. Wids? Okay, something's still not quite right here. Heroic tale of romance. Heroic tale of romance. Do I know that this is Fester? I guess I don't. Worker involved in firings, question mark. And I think we're not looking for an HR person here, but something different. Fiery spirit. Ardor, maybe? That literally is that what that means. One might frequently be buttered up. I mean, what do we want? A bagel? One might frequently be buttered up. Buttered up. Popcorn. The good life in Spanish vernacular. Oh, gosh, who knows? Some yellowish canines. Do we want teeth or dogs here? I think dogs? The Green Hornet's sidekick. Wasn't it Kato? Or something like that? Oof. Lab access point. A dog door. What if reached the top of one's game? Reached the top of one's game. Maybe a pet door? Not a dog door. You can't cut through it. I don't know. Medgar Blank won inspiration for the 1964 protest anthem, Mississippi Goddamn. I have to go elsewhere. Like some emotions and recruits. Not new? New recruits. What else could be recruits? Emotions. New emotions? I don't think that's right. A trifling bit might be a dab? Montenegrin, for example. I think Montenegro is in the Balkans, so I think we want Balkan there. Made the fool. Does this end in ed? Sylvan. Sylvan is an adjective that means of the forest. Do we want wooded? Would that work? This works with new. Worker involved in firings. What if this isn't fester? A hitman? Maybe this is teeth. Some yellowish canines. What kind of teeth? Grow progressively more rancid. See, I would want then ferment or something, but I don't think that's right. And this something is still just like not correct here, and I just can't. I don't know what it is. Okay. Oh, made the fool is pranked. Okay, this works. Veronica Blank authored the Divergent novels. I think it's Veronica Roth. Pleasurable place to do business? ? Pleasurable place to do business. Afterthought for short. I think we want a PPS here, a postscript. If you have a letter and then you put a PS at the bottom and then you put PPS, this is a old-fashioned thing, but I think that's what we want. Publisher's order, print something, print run maybe. Collar. Is this to do with cholera? The world's biggest one contains 7 keyboards. I think we want a pipe organ. Oh, collar is ire. So not literal cholera, not the disease, but the from the old set of beliefs that involved sort of the 4 humors and stuff like that. You know, substances in people's bodies that caused emotions and that kind of thing. I think that's what we want there. Snaps. Snaps. Picks? But why? Like this? Oh yeah. Pleasurable place to do business is a sex shop. Snaps is a kind of very loose way of saying pictures, and pics with the X is also a very loose way. Grain that once fed the Roman army is farro. Made a scene, say, maybe we want filmed there. Seeing someone wealthier is dating up, okay? Fictional subjects of 13 movies between 2000 and 2020. I think we want the X-Men. Another X clue there. Shelters some look to when duty calls. I think they're talking about duty as in import duty. Shelters some look to. Tax. I would have wanted tax havens, but that doesn't work with wooded. Not that I'm convinced wooded is true. Annual award for short stories. Oh. I don't know. Blank have guessed. Who'd have guessed, maybe? This doesn't look right. Tax dollars? No. Feature of Alfalfa's hair in The Little Rascals is a cowlick of it. Sticking up cowlick at the back of his head. Device such as a kamutik an Inuk means of Arctic transportation. Is this a sled? Tax dodges? Longtime soccer manager blank Goran Eriksson. I don't know. Why would I? Pas blank somewhere else in French is pas ici, not here. A little mistake. Could be anything. Let's look at these small ones. Missile in many a slapstick fight. A missile. Do we want a P, like in a pea shooter? Home security initials since 1874. Is that ADT? That's a home security company. Hard path. Nah, I think is what we want there. So what does that? A cake pan might frequently be buttered up. This is good. The good life. I really don't know what that is. Some yellowish canines. Oh. So not a P then. Because some yellow... It does look like teeth, doesn't it? Medgar... What? Oh, Lord. You can't cut through it. What on earth? What could this possibly be? Cake pan's gotta be right. Teeth I'm not 100% sure about, but come on. Missile. Pie? Okay. Vida? Something Vida, maybe? I'm not totally convinced about Hitman either. Oh, Pura Vida. So what is this? A worker involved in firings. A pitman? Are we looking at, like someone who is in a pit crew for like a auto racing or something? This has to be R though, doesn't it? I don't know. And what could this be? You can't cut through it. Cul-de-sac. It's a road that you can't cut through. Okay. Emits, bloviates. Worker. Okay, many Snapchats are vids. This makes sense. Bloviates is a word. That makes sense too. Maybe this is fester. And then what, a pitten? That, what? Gold teeth. A jest. Okay, this is fine. A potter. Okay, someone who works with clay pots. A potter. Cul-de-sac. Raw. Like some emotions in recruits. Raw recruits, raw emotions. Finally able to solve that. Okay. Medgar Evers, maybe? One inspiration there. A little mistake. A slip, possibly. This might be okay. A summer confection. Ice cream cone, ice cream something. Probably, right? Digital deals for young people. Digital deals for young people. Oh, pinky swears. Literally deals made with your digits. It's the law, you might say. Tax dodges, it does look like. Eschewing modesty, say, living large. So this is Sven-Goran Eriksson, the O. Henry Annual Award for Short Stories, living large. Cost in total with 2. It came to is what it cost in total, cost being in past tense here. Relinquish is to cede. Blank Buena, an island in San Francisco Bay. I don't know. Yup, probably. Exiled character in King Lear, is that Edgar? Yup. Age mates are peers. Ice cream bar and yerba buena, I think, is gonna be it. All right. So that is the Friday crossword. A little trickier than normal for Friday, and I especially got really crunched around here, where I was so sure about some things, but then I just couldn't figure out how 6 down and I mean, that was it, actually. 6 down and maybe like 32 across, 29 across, how those intersected. I was right in the end about thudded, about uplink, about find, about peaked. All of those were correct. I just didn't believe it because I didn't see vids and I didn't see bloviates, and jest is a harder thing to come up with. And Potter took me forever. Let's take a look at some of the trickier clues. Start button is a really good entry and a good clue. First impression, literally the first thing you press when you're when you're starting a new video game. I was stuck on tooth for this, and tooth is there later, but here we want a tusk. Same idea. What else? A jest is comes from the French, I think, geste, and it is literally this. It's a kind of a romantic narrative ballad. Yeah. Anyway, usually in the sort of chivalric age and that kind of thing. Worker involved in firings. I had so many different ideas for this, but it ends up being someone who works in pottery. That's fine. Seeing someone wealthier, I thought about something a little bit more crude, but dating up is just sort of a very simple way of saying that you're dating someone above your station. Happy to guess that Montenegro was in the Balkans. You can't cut through it. I had thought about roads, but I didn't come up with cul-de-sac, even though it's been in the grid recently. Happy to have gotten, both Fiery Spirit and Sylvan pretty readily, which is I'm impressed with myself for that. And remembering Cato, very, very helpful for me. I don't know who Medgar Evers is, so I'm going to have to look that up. I'd not heard of a Kamutik, but an unique means of Arctic transportation gives us a sled pretty easily. I had P here first, but pie works just as well. Missile led me to the wrong, I guess, shape of thing. A pie doesn't strike me as a missile in that sense because it's round and smushy, but fine. Digital deals for young people is an excellent clue for pinky swears. That's awesome. I eventually came up with salts for this. I wonder if I'm correct that this is ammonium nitrate. I will be very impressed with my chemistry memory if that's true. Unscripted for short. Again, pretty impressed that I managed to come up with. I think this is off the cuff. I think this is what that means. Yeah, pleasurable place to do business is a fun clue for a sex shop. Lab access point. I've seen something like this in the grid before, which is why I was sort of quickly able to guess. But here at 26 down, we have lab access point, and we are referring to a pet called a lab, but then some yellowish canines, we are not looking for a pet there, a dog there. So that's a good sort of pair of very misleading clues. Shelters some look to when duty calls, tax shelters, tax havens, tax dodges, ways of evading tax when duty, tax, duty, import duty and that kind of thing comes a knockin'. One might frequently be buttered up. A cake pan makes good sense there. I am not aware of Yerba Mate or Sven-Goran Eriksson, but cool. Sorry, not Yerba Mate. Yerba Mate I'm aware of. Yerba Buena I'm not aware of. And then, yeah, I think that's basically it. A good and really challenging puzzle by Adrian Johnson for today, Friday, March 6th. If you enjoyed this solve, please give me a thumbs up, let me know. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. You'll get those notifications. And I hope you all have a good weekend. See you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.